Welcome to the High-Tech Investments News Report for Week 19. The news report covers some of the many investments projects High-Tech Investments is currently involved in so you can follow our progress. We hope you will enjoy this news feed and look forward to your comments and remarks.
Hi, Bo here, and welcome back to this week's news report. We are now at week 19 of 2024. We have now managed to get ourselves into the middle of May, and apparently this is a slow period after we have seen in the last couple of weeks some heavy trending from the Japanese yen. All of a sudden this particular week here we found ourselves with a profit drop of almost 50%, and this actually goes for most of the EAs we are currently trading. Quite significant, and all the way through you can see that profit has dropped this particular week here. We don't have any crash and burn accounts. That's not what this is all about. It's simply just that the profit has gone away for this particular week here. Forex market has been extremely slow, but we are sure that it's picking up very, very soon again. So it's a bit too early. Next time we had expected this would have been somewhere around the summertime. But we still have some plenty of news. Actually, we have a new pruning option coming also. Last time we spoke about a pruning option coming from Expert Forex Robots. So that means also the Liberty range plus Profit Retriever. Now in the latest update from Alex, also mentions here now a second. So basically means that most probably the update and the beta testing that is going on at the moment now will contain the two pruning options, and we're going to talk about that a bit later here also. First of all, there's actually a bit of news when it comes to yield notes. Urs has been interviewed here with one of the German yield notes investors, I take it. So definitely some of his community members has sent some questions in, and Urs is trying to answer all these. Unfortunately, it is in German. There is some English subtitles below. And there's not really much that I got out of this particular one, other than the only thing that he could mention as concrete replies here was there was about 11 companies they are currently working with. We were obviously hoping for a lot more, but there's no real deadlines other than things are moving, things are going forward, things are looking good. But again, I believe that the timeline based on some of the answers in here and some of the communication that is going back and forth, we are still a fair long way from seeing any profits coming back into yield notes or Decenomy, whichever one is first. So let's go and have a look instead at the SAP coin. There was also a bit mentioned about that regarding how that's going to go, including the African project at one point. But for now, SAP is not really moving much. We can see where it was last week on the red circle here. Since then, it has pretty much just gone sideways, and at the moment, there's hardly any trading going on at all here. Now, I also mentioned to you before that instead of just having the SAP coin sitting around doing nothing, as you can see with the coin development, nothing happens, so we are staking it. And this particular week has been a good one. So both here on the 7th and on the 9th of May, we actually got some money in, 280 SAP each time. That now takes us back onto the same level as we were in January, and funny enough, we are not even halfway through May yet. So obviously a very good development overall for this particular month of May, 1120 SAP so far, and that takes our total up to 23,298. So definitely very good development overall, and means also that with 560 SAP for this week, we made 2.4%. And that is what we would like to see every single week. Now, when it comes to the PNY, nothing has happened. This is actually the last two we had from last week, so 27th and 30th of April. We ended up with almost 19,000 PNY. But as for the month of May, you can see we have yet to get anything in here at all. So it doesn't really follow the same pattern as with SAP, unfortunately. Going over and having a look at Bitcoin versus USDT, we left it up here last time at 64,000, and since then things were going pretty okay, at least when it hit 65,500, and after that things has been moving backwards again, all the way down to 60,187, and now currently trading sideways again at 60,870. And so it's lying, bobbing around in the 60, 70,000. And obviously it looks like the market is still expecting the next either pump or dump. When it comes to the Trillant news, most of the things we have in here is dump. General questions is in here regarding the last newsletters, the interest and the feedbacks. And one of the things that they put forward here is the topic for US exchange or Uni exchange in here. And again, they tell us there's an official Telegram channel, which there has been for a while, but there's not really much happening on it. You can have it both in German, you can see the link here, or in English. It's up to you which one you prefer. The other part is the number 2 topic, the payouts for the Trillant shops. And again, they're saying here that they are going a bit slow. It's not up to the amount and the speed that they're supposed to have here, but they are working on it. And obviously we have heard now the same story for more than a year. And again, they're saying here they're going through an important phase. Yes, we know that, we have seen that, and there's not really much we can do about it. Nothing has really changed, so all we can do is just inform what is coming out. If we have a look at the coinstore.com and the 3Coin, then we can see that things were looking good last week, and we ended up on a good high. So even though it was small percentages, it was still in the right direction. Now looks like this week we have given it all away. Slowly but surely decline over here, and came from 0.0001557 all the way down now again here to 0.0001391. So obviously bit of a pain as it bobs around, also very similar to what you just saw on Bitcoin. Things are going a bit better when it comes to the money tree. We have another week of 19 here. Low risk has actually made $123, so 2.2%. So that actually did better. Don't forget the low risk one is actually also the one that has more currency pairs in here, but are running lower lot sizing overall. But that seems to have done quite well in this week. Medium risk one is the one that looks to be the best one at the moment, $78 and 1.6%. So also very low profit from that one. And then the high risk one only managed $62 or 1.5%. So also for the money tree, you can see that things are going extremely slow this particular week. No losses, but definitely very slow. If we have a look at the balance overall, and again, this is link 139C in here, and that shows the balance is going the right way. It looks like we have now the lot sizing all the way up here in the correct levels, so that is good to know. Total returns is up to 27%, and the history for this particular signal 379 days now, so that is good news and good progress. Last week we mentioned to you here also that the profit retriever, we're going to actually stop trading this one. We have now done that for a couple of years. We have approved it. Definitely it works. It can make money. We have seen many people in the copy link trading service here also that you can go in and link to. But our profit retriever, we're going to pack it up. We want to focus on other projects here instead. And obviously the Wave Liberator, the RSI, and also the HCA, now also with the new pruning functions, are definitely a lot more stable than the profit retriever is. That was the first generation of this new profit retriever process that Expert Forex and Alex put in. We've been very happy with it, but as you'll see, most of our trading accounts on the coupling service will slowly but surely shut down through the month of May. What won't shut down here is the Trade Explorer. That is running okay, but also here, as you can see, 22 pairs only made $60 or 0.6% this particular week. We have the 10 pair one, which normally does a bit better and is actually a bit more aggressive, $143 or 1.4%. So that one is doing okay, but still well below where we expect it to be. So let's have a look at that. Weekly returns 1.6, monthly returns on the 22 pair 6.7. Don't forget we are not changing the lot size, so unfortunately these should actually be above 10%, but because we now have a massive balance of, let's say we have 12,000, so 22,000, we are still trading it like it was $10,000. History of 361 days, and then we have a look. And if we look at the bottom here, we can see we just made $60, and if we have to find that, we can see we did that back end of March. And also we had a very low one here in the middle of February, so a couple of times, and also here in February we had something similar for the 22 pair. So this is not the first time, or unusual for that matter. If we have a look at the 10 pair one, you can see the weekly returns is higher, 2.1, monthly returns 9%. That one is most probably closer to 14-15% a month. But again, we are still trading and always trading the same lot size, so people can come in with a $10,000 account and trade the same as we do. History is also the same, and then we have a look here. We made $143 for that particular week, and if we have to look back, we have to go back to the middle of February in here to find anything that is actually below what we have this particular month. So again, this is highly unusual. You can also see that the previous weeks here was 232, 26, and then we had a really good week, 832 for it. You can see the same thing also happened here in January with 1,279. So it is cashing in big time once in a while, and the rest of the time it is doing a couple of hundred. Now moving on to the Wave Liberator. Also here we can see that that is on the low side. So even the Aussie New Zealand only made $59 or 5.9%. Aussie USD $47 or 4.7%. USD Japanese $43 or 4.3%. And then Great British Pounds Canadian $38 or 3.8%. And Euro USD $33 or 3.3%. Overall, if you would have traded those 5 signals here on $1,000 accounts each, you would have made $221 or 4.4%. And also here we are looking at a wipeout of about 50% of the normal profit we see, but it doesn't really change that these signals are extremely good. We can see the balance in here from the 20 accounts that we have actually set up, Wave Liberator version. We have a floating profit or loss of 4,800, which is nothing compared to the balance of sales. Total return 10.9, and then monthly returns 1.4, and then weekly returns 0.3%. So very, very good. Also to trade on FTMO trading if that is what you want. Now we have seen in the past here that people, because of the Japanese yen and what has actually happened to it, they wanted to avoid the Japanese currencies, and that is one of the things you can actually do with the signals from High Tech Investment. These are all individual signals, so you can copy all of them or you can copy some of them. So if you don't want the US Japanese, you don't want the British Pounds Japanese, which is some of the more volatile ones, you can choose and pick whatever you want. You can see even Aussie Japanese is here, Swiss francs Japanese, and New Zealand Japanese in here. And you can pick some of the ones that are less volatile, or you can simply avoid them altogether. Having a look at that particular portfolio here, also this particular one is at the same level all the time because it is set for the copy link service, so monthly returns 1.4. And again, if you want to trade it instead of $10,000 accounts, trade it on 1,000, then you can basically change the monthly returns from the 1.4 we have here into 14% instead. History 265 days, and also if we have a look and see how well that has done, $355, and we have to look back, and we're getting back somewhere around end of March here. Since then everything was low, and also in the middle of February again here things were a bit lower. So again, this is something that happens from time to time, and there's not much we can do about it other than wait and hope for next week is going to be so much better. Turning over to the RSI Liberator, also here for week 19, the top 5 EAs is at the same level as all the other EAs. As you can see, we have dropped quite a lot of profit this week. Aussie USD $39 or 3.9%. Great British Pounds USD $39 or 3.9%. Great British Pounds Japanese $36 or 3.6%. And then Great British Pounds CAD $29 or 2.9%. Euro USD $29 or 2.4%. And if you would have traded these top 5 EAs on $1,000 accounts, you would have made $167 or 3.3%. So again, very, very low numbers right now. Now, if we move on also to that particular portfolio here, we have 16 for the RSI, not 20 like on the Wave Liberator, but it's still doing well. We have close profit of 2,196 with a floating profit and loss of minus 596. Total returns 1.1 and monthly returns 1.2, weekly returns 0.3%. Again, if you are trading this on a $1,000 account instead of the 10,000 that we are running, so that people can actually check out for the FTMO requirements, then you would have 12% and 3% on a weekly basis. History is 34 days, so definitely very good. And also here, all our signals is individual signals again for the coupling service. These signals will be shared in the next couple of weeks on the Expert Forex coupling service. And so far we have 16 and there's a few more coming. We haven't set them up yet. We haven't had time for that, but that will be coming, and then you can go in and pick and choose which ones you want. So if you don't want to trade Japanese yen, okay, that's fine. You simply avoid them. And you can also pick out anything else that you want or don't want in here. That is the benefit of doing trading individually. So having a look also how this portfolio looks, monthly profit 1.2 and 34 days of history. Again, we have a look at the RSI over here. We only made $252, and you can see we haven't been that low since this particular portfolio started. Now you can obviously find a lot more details on the Wave Liberator, the RSI Liberator, and that will also lead you to our PAMM accounts in here, where we are trading those two EAs. Two different accounts. So if you click on that particular one, you will actually come to the website where you will find more details on the Web Liberator results and videos, and you can also do that for the RSI. You can click the Start Here button that will take you on to the Blackpool account where we have started all the PAMM trading from the 4th of March 2024. So it's been running quite a long time now. Download the setup instructions, so this will also help you to make sure that things are running the way it should and you are getting things updated as fast as possible. Now if we have a look at the PAMM account, then we have the high-tech investment, the Wave Liberator. You can see we had a drop. Again, this is not a loss. This was actually investors that pulled out a bit of money, and that has basically scrambled the numbers because we did a lot better. Monthly returns before this particular point here was up at 11-12% of the history of 73 days. And you can see that in the beginning things were looking quite well because people were only adding money in, so the numbers were actually a bit low. Everything was fine. Top one was 9,000 in 1 week. Then we had a slower week of 6,500, and then this is where a lot of people or investors took out a bit of money, and then it looks actually on the FX Blue side unfortunately like a loss, and that is because again when people are pulling out, especially if there's a drawdown, then it's still considered as a loss in here. It will not be so for all the other investors, only for that particular one that are withdrawing the money during a drawdown. Also this particular week 2,780, and there was actually also an additional 4,000 that went out at one point on a very good day. Otherwise we would have been a lot closer to about 4,000 or 4,500. But it still comes down to 50% below what we have seen in the last many weeks. So we are definitely hoping things are moving forward next week. Now we have also added our signal again here in on the MQL5 platform, and that actually shows a better picture of what has happened. So with this particular account, you can see for the month of March is about 25%, April 18, and now May we're up by 4% so far. Again, it is not exactly the full percentage and the full truth in here, but it's certainly a lot closer to what than what FX Blue is showing. You can see the growth 55% over the past months, average 17%, the deposits, and also you can see the massive withdrawals that has been done and has created some issues when it comes to the graphics and showing the right numbers. Same thing goes here for the RSI Liberator, also here at the same point. We were up at an account size of about 30,000, then about 10-12,000 was dropped out, and that's what we saw here. That is also the minus that will show in here, because even though we had a very good week, we couldn't make all that particular up. But also for this week, 330, so it's profitable, it's doing okay, but we would like to see a higher profit, but that has something to do with the volatility of the obviously the Forex market. We also tried to put the same thing here on MQL5, and here it still shows up a bit incorrectly. So again, it has a minus, even though we haven't really lost any money. But that is the way when people have taken money out. Now you can see for the month of May, also looks like 4%. So very similar to what you have on the Wave Liberator. So good solid results. So we're not really nervous. We are just annoyed that it's not really showing up the way we wanted it to. You can see the deposit overall, 38,000. And then there has been some withdrawals also along the way, but the account is cashing in and getting higher and higher every single day. Now, obviously here also for the Expert Forex, we can see that ours is down here at the bottom and running well. The equity in here, they still have also 2 accounts. They seem to have lost a lot of money. Obviously, they got 1 margin call from what I understand from Alex in here. But the other ones are still waiting for the new accounts. Nothing has really started yet. And you can see that overall high-tech investment has about 274,000 in here. So under management, which is by far the largest account. So we are very happy to see that people are trusting these accounts. And this is also, we are the only trader that didn't get any margin calls on our accounts. Now, Expert Forex also have some general trading approach in here, and you can obviously read more about it on their sites. But again, just listed below, sophisticated advisors, and we are using the HTA, the RSI Liberator, and the Wave Liberator EA to navigate those market conditions. And they also talk a bit about the effective risk management that is in here. And then also additional, the new upcoming pruning functionality will be introduced to basically safeguard against some of the drawdown periods that we saw recently here with the Japanese yen. And in the latest email, we have also seen from Alex just coming out, says there will be an alternative pruning approach here also now. So they will be introducing a pruning option, which the first and the last trade will be pruned after the last trade has retraced by the last trader's gap size, so whatever gap size that is. And this was previously dismissed as an option because of big loss would be realized in this one. However, the advantages of this type of pruning can outweigh those realized losses. So basically trying to get back into the game again. It says the advantage is that 2 levels of the open trades are removed, and the account will still remain positive most of the time, even after a loss. And then the trader will have the choice in between the initial part with the balanced basic setting or the first and last setting in here. There will obviously be more information in the future from Alex, I'm sure, together with also a video. And that's what we had for you in this week's news report. As you can see, we are profitable, we are doing quite well. Unfortunately, the market actually just came to a grinding halt pretty much here. That happens from time to time. I've shown you when that has happened for the individual EAs. Since all of the EAs currently we are trading is running some kind of grid system, that also means that it is a bit more difficult to make the same kind of money when the fluctuation of the currency is actually down. So hopefully I will have some good news for you next week where we'll show you even more profits. So until then, I hope to see you on one of my other videos. Bye-bye.
I hope you enjoyed our news report. So please don't forget to like and add your comment below, as we would love to get your feedback. But before you go, make sure you subscribe to the channel and don't forget to keep the notification bell turned on. That way you will never miss any of our future videos. We hope to see you back on this channel very soon.